Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Dear friends, in part 1, you have learned several things, including what are the personal traits required for successful running of a sheep and goat farm. In part 2, you had learned about how to set a perfect goal for sheep and goat business. In this video part 3, you will learn about how to evolve a perfect plan. As part of a perfect plan, first you need is basic training in sheep and goat farming. Without training, it is not advisable to start this business. After watching all these series of videos, you will have basic idea of the business. This is one kind of training, but this is not enough. What you have to do is you have to work in a nearby sheep and goat farm for at least 2 months from dawn to dusk. Sometime you may have to camp there in the night time also. During this 2 months of period, you will learn so many things practically. You must keep a notebook always with you and note down all details, including smallest and biggest, and refer them as and when required for successful running of this business. Before starting a farm, you can seek guidance from senior and experienced farmers for perfection and success. Some persons plan in a different way. They won't work in sheep farm on their own. While doing other business or job somewhere else, they totally depend on labor and entrust entire responsibility on labor. This method is also best method. In such situations, training has to be provided to the labor so that labor can work efficiently under your supervision and guidance. Otherwise, they cannot work properly, resulting in huge loss. So, arranging training to labor is essential in such situations. As part of training, either yourself or labor have to learn in detail about disease management. That is, how many kind of diseases are there and which disease comes in which month and what kind of precautions have to be taken, etc. And detailed vaccination program, deworming program, etc. have to be learned in detail even before starting a farm, so that from the first day onwards, all precautions can be taken. Second item required is investment. How much investment is required? If you wish to start 100 plus 5 sheep unit, you need to invest at least 12 to 15 lakhs of Indian rupees. This includes construction of shed, basic infrastructure such as feeding troughs, chaff cutter, water troughs, 100 plus 5 basic sheep flock, labor cost, feed cost, fodder cost and silage cost, working capital, etc. throughout the year. These 15 lakh is an estimate only. This can be reduced if you decided to work yourself in the farm instead of labor. Further, the investment cost can be reduced by constructing simple economy sheds. Your own amount can be invested or a bank loan can also be obtained. In India, NABARD, National Cooperative Development Corporation, NCDC, other nationalized banks, cooperative societies are extending loan facility for development of small ruminants. Government also providing subsidy and sheep insurance facility, etc. You can contact any banker or banker of your area for further details. You can also contact veterinary department officials of your area for details relating to loans and how to start the sheep farming, etc. After 15 lakhs of investment, the next item required is agricultural land How much land required for 100 plus 5 sheep unit? 2 acres of land, agri land is required, because with the fodder cultivated in 1 acre of land in 1 year, you can feed 50 sheep or goat throughout the year. Therefore, for 100 plus 5 sheep unit, 2 acres of land is required. Similarly, third item required is plenty of water for cultivation of green fodder and clean drinking water for sheep flock. Similarly, fourth item required is 3,000 square feet of land exclusively for construction of sheep shed. Out of this 3,000 square feet of land, 1,000 square feet of land is required for construction of shed with labor, water, and 2,000 square feet of open land for free movement of sheep flock for semi-intensive grazing purpose. For goat farming, 25% of extra land is required for shed as well as semi-intensive grazing is required, because goat breeds 2 kids, sometimes 3 or 4 kids. Therefore, some extra space is required for healthy growth of goat. Fifth item required is at least minimum 2 labor to look after the overall maintenance of flock. The labor shall stay in shed itself. Sixth item required is veterinary clinic in a radius of 5 to 10 kilometers, so that you can reach early in case of emergency diseases. The seventh item required is sheep market for selling of sheep. The eighth item required is transportation facility, means best road facility so that you can reach market and veterinary clinic, etc. It means you have to construct sheep shed in such a place that it is nearer to veterinary clinic as well as sheep market. Here, most important thing to be noted is some farmers will start without proper plan. Simply, they will construct shed and purchase sheep and start business. They will not plan for fodder, feed, water, labor and working capital properly and start. They presume that money will come at appropriate time to invest as working capital, but they won't receive money and they cannot afford working capital, in the resulting in non-provision of fodder, feed, labor charges and other miscellaneous maintenance charges, etc. And they withdraw business middle of the year, resulting in huge loss. One should not do like that. Therefore, a perfect business plan is required even before starting this lucrative business. If you follow these steps, you can do this business successfully, inshallah. All the best.